So this is Andrew coming at you again with another tutorial. I think we can name this one Recycling Chops. I think we can actually do a series on that, recycling chops. So pretty much what I'll be doing is I'll be using Oh My Soul Loves Jesus by Carr, and I'll be just breaking that down into simple chunks so that persons can understand the movements that happened in that song. And I'll also be using, you know, runs and licks from it to show you how you can apply that in other songs that you play more frequently. Alright, so here goes. So the song is in A major. Alright, A major. That's your A major scale. So I'll be, talking about that somewhat as we go throughout the song. Alright, so now, introduction. Alright, so that's the introduction. Now, before you go into everything that I just did, for beginning musicians, like persons who are just beginning, playing the keyboard, learning the keyboard, like you want to first try to break down everything that just happened with the help of the bass note, to find what are the exact movements that they did. So for example, they started on the 6, alright, and then they went to the 2nd, then to the 5, then to the 1. And this will help you to play in different keys. So for example, your singer comes up, you practice the song in A and you're killing it in A, but they start in F sharp and you're like, oh man, what happened? All you have is muscle memory on how to play, because you can do it fast in A, but in F sharp, what does that really look like? But this is the trick. So if it was in F sharp, we'd go to the 6th note of F sharp. That's the 6th. Build your chord on that. It's a minor. And then it went to the 2nd, then to the 5, then to the 1. So that's a way that you can, interpret a song so that you can play it in other keys. In other keys, you might not have all the licks down pat, but that's what separates like someone who just, regurgitate everything in one key and can't transfer it to another key, so they hit the transpose button. But what I'm trying to do is to show you how you can view like the simple pattern, break it down into a different key. So if it was in E, right, you know that the song started on the 6th, alright, and then it went to the 2nd, then to the 5, then to the 1. That's the essence of the movement. Now if you want to get more advanced, you'd say, okay, we started with the shell voicing for the 6th, and in the right hand we do a chromatic movement to this 3rd note, alright, to the 5, to the 2nd. So we went I've never played that before, but because I just did the breakdown in my head, like it becomes easier for me to translate it to another key. Alright, so let's go back to A. Alright, so and this is the second, B major, and this is a first inversion of B major, and we're adding the ninth. Alright, and this is what? The fifth, right? And this is where we do things in thirds. So if you look at this, this is a third apart. So, and this is a third apart. So C sharp is a third apart. Sometimes it will be a minor third apart or a major third apart. Alright? But that movement usually say, okay, I'm doing this in thirds. So that's how thirds sound. Alright? I guess in another video I'll tell you more on thirds. I'll tell you more about thirds. Alright, so that's the introduction pretty much. Alright, for the movement to the sixth, this is just like a pedal movement. So they're pedaling on C sharp. And then on the sixth, and that's Alright, now that's the introduction. Now, what's the most interesting thing about this introduction that you'd want to put into another song? How about the pedal? It's a nice movement. So how about How Great Is Our God? They're moving from the 1 to the 6, right? So alright, that's the movement. Alright, now check this out. Recycling the pedal movement. Alright, so how great. See that? Now that's how you can take bits and pieces of different songs and put it in your regular song that you normally play. Alright, so on any other song that, you know, the voicing is, you can pretty much use, you know, to do it. Alright, so that's that for the introduction of Oh My Soul Loves Jesus. In our next video we will go into this part. But until then, keep practicing. God bless.